Hi, I'm Mitchell from Learn to Flourish. Today, I'm going to be demonstrating how to get started with DSLR cameras and showing you a few tips on how to record better video with them. I'll be using the Canon Rumble T5i to demonstrate and explain several settings that you have to set in your camera, such as frames per second, aperture, shutter speed, and ISO. I'm going to begin showing you the basic controls of the camera. Here we have the on-off switch. To take pictures, you turn it on. If you want to record video, you turn it to the video icon. On this dial here, the M means manual mode. You want to have your camera in manual mode so you can adjust the settings. I know it might sound scary having it in manual mode, but trust me, you're going to record much better video if you have it in manual. Here, this button here is to take pictures.
And with this red button in the front, you're able to record video. And this big wheel here is able to zoom in and back out. And this other dial at the end here is to focus the image.
Let's begin by talking about frames per second. Videos are created by the camera taking several pictures very quickly and putting them together to make it look like it's a moving picture. So frames per second is the amount of frames, or in this case pictures, that the camera captures per second. Most television and film are shot at 24 frames per second, and most online videos are actually shot on 30 frames per second. So go into your camera and adjust the frames per second for what you want to film for. Now we're going to move on to talking about aperture. Aperture is the act of the camera opening and closing the lens to allow more light into your image. It's measured in f-stops, and the lower f-stop you have opens the lens more, allowing more light into the scene, and the bigger f-stop closes the lens, allowing less light into the picture. The next thing you're going to want to adjust in your camera is shutter speed. Shutter speed is the amount of exposure time that your camera gets when it records an image. The shutter allows light to hit the camera's digital sensor to brighten up the image. It's measured in fractions of a second, and the lower you have your shutter speed, the brighter the image is, and the more you increase the frames per second, the darker the image is. The last thing you want to change in your camera is the ISO. The ISO is used to brighten up the image if you can't already brighten it up already using aperture and shutter speed. You always want to have it as low as possible, because the larger you make your ISO, the more grainy the image will be. So I hope you enjoyed the basics of how to use a DSLR camera. For more tips on video creation, head on over to learntoflourish.com. Hope to see you there.